YouTube, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Rob Cam Show. In this one, we are coming back at y'all with another reaction video coming to you, brought to you by, why did they keep doing it? By Sega Wrestling in their John Cena Ghost of All Ghosts video. As always, leave a like on the video if you're watching it for yourself. All the information will be in the description below if you want to check out the channel for yourselves, and also subscribe to this channel, subscribe to the Rob Cam Show, leave a like on this video, and let's try to get at least let's go for 2 likes on this video. Without further ado, let's get into it. I heard something, my bad. The W in there, so.
It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who was actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who, at the best, knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who, at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly.
The GOAT, the one who carried the company through its most difficult moments, and now officially the greatest champion in WWE history. In today's video, we're gonna bring you the reasons why WWE was right to write this, which is one of the greatest moments in WWE history. And the first point is, John Cena's victory, which symbolized evil overcoming good on the biggest stage of all, was not just his victory, but ours as well. Because we did this. We killed the hero. Don't act surprised. Don't act innocent. You were there, booing the good guy, rolling your eyes at every cheesy promo, begging for something real. We didn't want Superman anymore. We wanted the Joker with abs. While everyone else,
all right, sir, I'm gonna say this. You're not talking to me because I wasn't doing that.
was out here stabbing each other.
I ain't gonna lie, at a point where I got older, yes, I kind of like branched off of John Cena and started liking other wrestlers. Obviously, as you get older, you start noticing like Daniel Bryan, like Seth Rollins, like Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose. You start noticing like shit, Ryback at a point, fucking Kofi Kingston. That's a stretch. You start, nah. Rey Mysterio initially was like my favorite wrestler to begin with, like, because I only watched SmackDown at a point. Started watching SmackDown in 2nd grade, and then I learned about Raw through my friend at the time in 3rd grade, and that's how I got introduced to John Cena, because John Cena had already went to Raw before I had officially started watching wrestling. So I only knew about really Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. So those two are definitely 2 of my GOATs, 3 in total. With John Cena, 4 if you add Randy Orton. But I feel like that generation is just golden in general.
In the back, forming cults, joining evil corporations, or throwing fireballs into people's faces, Cena stayed pure. He never turned heel, never took shortcuts, never dipped a toe into the deliciously messy world of moral ambiguity. And WWE clings to that
skinhead Randy
image
Orton
like
was
it's the last bag
different.
of ice in a heat wave. Look at Cena. Look how good he is. Look how right he always is. Yeah, we know. We've heard it for 2 decades. He's right, he's noble, and he never gives up. Fantastic. Can he go away now? Because here's the real kicker. That image, that perfect, untouchable moral poster boy, it's not inspiring anymore. It's annoying. It's fake. In a company that's embraced reality, where fans chant, "You deserve it," ironically, and everyone knows wrestling is scripted, this cartoonish version of Cena just doesn't work. He's not a hero, he's a corporate mascot. And let's be honest, we don't even want him to be a hero anymore. We want him to fall. We've been dying to watch him crumble. Why? Because we're sick. Because we're bored. because we, the fans, have evolved, and he hasn't. Cena is the last man standing in a world that already burned the rule book. We
Hey,
watched
that's
Steve
kind of why.
Austin flip
That's
off his
kind of what the New Day was saying. Like they will stay the same because they were doing it for E, and he never. Well, I heard he's cleared or no comeback. I don't know. It could be. I don't know how true that is. I gotta look it up for myself. Like really look it up. I just saw a post on it. So in terms, yes, if you compare it to what the New Day was actually saying on the day that they turned heel, that's kind of the same concept of John Cena. It's just John Cena is more, well, obviously had a longer babyface run than anybody in history. So that's more of a drag out. Like at this point, did they need to turn him heel? No, not necessary. Not actually not at all. He did not need to turn heel for any of this. But you know, the shit is, why not? Why not do it? So I'm kind of happy that they went that direction. We're getting a heel John Cena before he officially leaves us and hangs up his jorts and his sneakers and his wristbands and headband forever.
boss. We watched Roman Reigns turn into a manipulative, gaslighting cult leader, and we cheered. But Cena? Cena's still out here acting like it's Saturday morning cartoons. And that's the irony. The guy who preaches about rising above hate ended up hated because he refused to do our wills. But now, as you know, our Superman now has 2 horns and a red cape. And why? Because we won. We wanted evil to represent pro wrestling, and WWE for decades refused to do that. But in the end, our will prevailed, and the cruel voice of the majority blew poor Cody's face off in the Elimination Chamber. So John Cena's victory at WrestleMania 41 was not only a victory for him, but also for our voice, which converted even the best of us to evil. And the second part of this argument is, I know what you're thinking. John Cena was the favorite to win the fight. So doesn't that make him predictable? Again, John Cena is being priced at $200, which is a considerable favorite. But doesn't this all seem a bit surreal to you? Heel John Cena beating the new face of WWE in the middle of WrestleMania? Isn't that pure chaos? And the situation gets even more bizarre when we compare it to last year's WrestleMania. Let's not pretend the WrestleMania 40 ending was some seismic cultural event. Cody won. Great. Cue the fireworks, cue the crying fans, cue the recycled pyro from Roman's 900-day reign. It was safe, it was clean, it was painfully predictable. And don't get me wrong, it was an iconic moment, but still, predictable. But heel John Cena becoming the champion? Now that's an event. That's not a storybook ending. That's a Molotov cocktail thrown straight into WWE's moral compass. That's the unthinkable finally happening, because we've been trained.
Oh, you know what's crazy about that building? So they moved the headquarters to, like, I think either like further a little. I don't know if it's. I think is it after a little. I think a little after that exit that building is off. I remember the first time I ever like went to Connecticut with my dad. Not first time ever, but I went to Connecticut. The first time I seen it, I seen it while we were driving through Connecticut on the highway. And I was just like, oh my god, that's the headquarters. And I'm just looking at the building. So every time we go down 95, and if I had to we're going to Connecticut or going through Connecticut, I always try to look for that building. But one time, because my dad had to work in Connecticut for a point in time, his exit to get off was literally like in front of the building, and I was just like, mind you, I'm a teenager, but I'm a teenager doing that. I'm probably 11th, 12th grade, like, yo, what? That's the headquarters. Then they moved it to, I think, further down, or yeah, I think it's a little further down now. And now I didn't get to really see that one. I see like the building itself, but that one looks nice. But that building, I always wanted to go inside of it. Now they're trying to make it into like a building, like a more complex building for people to live in. I don't know how you gonna convert that into that, but hey, shit, I'll be like, leave it alone. I want to go visit the gym. Just actually not. Actually, I don't want to be there. Who knows what went down in there? You know what I'm
I
saying?
believe that John Cena is incapable of sin. So when that guy finally snaps, when he shows up with a twisted grin and stomps Cody's dream into the mat, that's trauma. That's theater. That's box office. We're not talking
Cinema
TV here. We're talking genuine emotional violence. But Cena's victory isn't just good for him, it's good for Cody Rhodes too.
It is.
You thought he finished the story at WrestleMania 40? Please. That was the prologue. That was the part where the hero thinks he made it, pops the champagne, and then gets punched in the soul by reality. The actual meat of the story. The pain, the doubt, the fire-forged growth that only starts when he loses again. Because here's the truth nobody wants to admit. Cody Rhodes has been way too comfortable. He's had the crowd. He's had the sympathy. He's had the family legacy. And now he has the belt. Great. But you don't become legendary by standing tall. You become legendary by getting knocked the hell down and crawling back up with blood in your teeth and something to prove. That's what John Cena does for Cody. He isn't a roadblock. He's a revelation. He's the moment Cody realizes this business doesn't give you a fairy tale. It gives you pain. It gives you scars. And those are the things that turn a babyface into a myth. Cena becomes the villain in Cody's next chapter. The monster who drags him back into the dirt and forces him to evolve. He's the mentor turned tyrant, the golden idol who burns down the temple. And that's perfect. Because Cody needs this. He needs to suffer.
He needs
to be humble.
He needs
to walk
adversity.
Then we watch Cody break
100%.
and rebuild.
Cody needs adversity to add to the dynamic of his character. I wasn't against him losing the title at Mania. Actually, I was for it. I would say it's better off for him to have lost, because honestly, if he won, what is he gonna do? Face Randy? That's literally it. After that, after Randy, then what? It's nothing really. So it's better off if he had lost, just for the purpose of it's better for some people to chase than, like, even Rhea right now. Like, does Rhea need to be women's world champion? No. It's better for her to chase because it adds to her story. It's better for Cody to chase because it adds to his story. Adds to the story.
We watch him lose the crowd, lose his faith, lose his smile, and claw his way back to a version of himself that's more brutal, more focused, more undeniable. That's how icons are born. Not through hugs and pyro, but through heartbreak and revenge. And years from now, when Cody does win the title again, not for his dad, not for the fans, but for himself, that's when it hits different. Because then we'll remember the night John Cena broke him, and we'll realize that's the night Cody Rhodes became real. And of course, now we're going to talk about the fucking... It's not just a part of history, it's the fucking history. The greatest champion of all time has to be carried by the best of all time. It's him, no one else. No one had as much impact, no one had as much charisma, and no one carried the company through so many different eras. When Cena announced his retirement, it was very clear to me that this title was already a guarantee. Leave your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share with your friends, because this helps us a lot.
You know why?
That's all for today, folks.
Shout out to the Sega Wrestling. You know why I'm okay with John Cena winning 17? Because he's not a Grand Slam champion. The one championship John Cena is missing from his re-optional out of his accomplishment is the IC title. So it was either him win 17 or become a Grand Slam champion. I still want him to become a Grand Slam champion. Not against it, honestly. Shit, add the Intercontinental title to him just for it don't gotta be on some like long term. Like, it could be for literally 24 hours. Just give him the IC title, let him drop it to whoever, back to whoever, and that's it. Literally 24 hours. That's it. You don't need to have that shit on him for like forever, or for the rest of the tour. Just 24 hours. But it was either that or it was either him being a Grand Slam champion or winning the most, having the record for most WWE championships won, which I think the winning 17 was more was more better of a situation than winning the IC title. Because he is the GOAT, or one of the GOATs. He is my GOAT. But I thank y'all so much for watching this video. As always, like I said, Sega Wrestling information will be in the description below if you want to check out his channel. As always, remember to keep doing your thing, baby, and make it make sense. I'll see you on the next video. Safety.